Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning, Holly. What a beast. Big breakdown. It's the drill working there. Got a lorry here for oats this morning. There's 3 coming today. This is the second lorry. That's just loading it now. With oats, there's loads of volume. So you can see there. It's sticking out the top. There's still more to stick out the top as well. I can pack it right full. So a lot less dense than barley and wheat. He'll toot his horn when he's full. I'll just level that off by touching the brakes. So Dad got the pit cleared last night. Well, early morning. And then he's filled it up with the malt and barley that we've just been cutting yesterday. There's a load going to come off in about half an hour, so Kevin's coming along. He's going to dump what he's got on the pit, put his trailer under there, fill up his trailer there, and then head along the road and dump it. We might start combining kind of 10ish, half 10. Try a bit earlier today. It's not as damp this morning, not as misty. I'm going to go put the grab on for this. There's a wee lorry coming for some bales. Wee lorry. Nothing big. This is just a wee 12 acres, so I'll nip round and pick up a few. He's off. A few more bales left in this field. Just got this bit wiped out up there. There's probably another 40 in here. That's a load of 20. I just told him to take his time going out the gate because it's got a bit of a hollow and not very nice going out there with a big load. Well, not a big load, but bigger load than nothing. So you can see it kind of teetering when you're coming out of there. It's not very nice. In the sunflowers just now. We've been open for five days. Yeah, this is the 6th day. Loads of them out now. There's some absolute corkers, some massive ones. Here's a belter, absolutely huge. Coming along really nicely. There's been quite a lot of people through it. I think this weekend, so it's Friday today. I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be very busy, which is good. Games are going down a treat. I've not really done any updates on the sunflowers the last few days just because we've been combining flat out. So I thought I'd nip out this morning and get a few bits since you've seen most of it being built. Horseshoes to game, going down a treat. Very hard though. I'll have a go. We've kind of figured out in the back of a piece of paper what we need to get through to justify doing it versus an arable crop and what money we've put into it to make it worthwhile. We've not actually taken into account any kind of beneficiary business it'll bring to the farm shop if it does, but that's just kind of an added bonus if it does. That's a belter. So we're doing a pick your own as well. So you come into the place, it's £5 per adult, under 12s go free. That gets you in, you can play games in here. There's a kind of 15-minute walk, which if you stop and play games and leisurely stroll, it's actually like 25 minutes. And then there's a longer walk, which is then another 20 minutes if you're bombing it on. I've never walked it slowly. And that gets you that. And then there's also pick your own. So if you want, there's secateurs to take. You can walk around the place, snip the sunflowers you want, these big belters, take them with you. 1 for £1, 5 for 4, 10 for 7. Here comes the lorry. That Nelson lorry just came in and just had Dad just phoned. We're just starting combining right now. Kev's going to get first load, so I need to be along there. Or I'll leave in half an hour. That'll be fine. Just finished checking here. There's a couple of wee bits of rubbish that I've picked up. Otherwise it's fine. Just bombing it through. This is what it looks like. Big old sunflowers. But if anyone's watching who's been at the sunflower maze or is going to the sunflower maze, if you tag me on Instagram or just send me the pictures on Instagram, I'll put them in the videos if you want, and we'll probably share it on a Globe Brand Farm Shop social media. The viewing point, so you can jump up here, and there's a castle to look out for. If you're coming, I won't give it away. Another wee section, height marker, or this is a junction, so 20-minute walk that way, 1 minute to home that way. There's the marker board. Fueled up, that's the first time I've used that new fuel tank. Started using it yesterday. The first time it was used was yesterday, and we've used 947 litres so far. We're in this field now. Dunk's just cut through the middle there, so there's a bit of a hollow. So you can see the hollow, it runs right the way through. Dunk's at the top there. The hollow, some years it's just hit or miss, weather dependent on how well you get it drilled. If there's quite a bit of moisture kicking about in the ground, it's just not very good to sow. You don't get much of a crop out of it. But what's in there just now looks pretty good, to be honest. It's the best we've got it, I think. We've done this field for, this will probably be the 5th year, thereabouts, and that's probably the best we've had it. The Doug's only gone and chewed the top of my bottle. Bandit. Kerosene tank for the dryer is just getting filled up now. Another load tip there, so there's probably about 2 and a wee bit loads left of the malting barley, then that's all the barley cut. Dad, who's right there, is just going to test that dry malt barley that's come off. And then we're shifting to wheat straight after. So we'll be shifting to wheat in about an hour and a half. And we're just kind of figuring out where we're going to get space to dump the wheat. So we're going to dump it in a corner in that shed, because we need to finish obviously drying all the malting barley before we can get the wheat on the pit. Shop's pretty packed today, it's Friday. Hopefully they're all going up to the sunflowers as well. There's a dark strip up here, and it's where last year we were combining wheat, and the back door of the trailer was slightly open, and I spilt a big old strip all the way up there. Chopper on. Just going to chop all that through the middle because it's just awkward to bale as well. Here's the issue with the hollow. So you can see in the middle the stalks are still pretty long, and on the edges the headers ended up scraping right along the ground, and the same at that end, because it's a profile like that effectively, and you've got a flat header sitting on a flat profile. It hits the edges and it doesn't cut properly in the middle. So you can see there some heads that are obviously they're quite short regardless, but it's not able to get low enough to cut them, but it's cut either side no problem. Not the easiest loading on a big angle, just all flushes to the right of the trailer. So you can see here, so I'm walking where exactly where the centre of the combine would be, and so the header on the left and the header on the right of it both cut quite low to the ground, but then through the middle, because it's a profile like that, it's not actually cut the heads here. Kev will manage to finish the rest of this field and get it all in his trailer. There's a hare, Lulu's perking up. Anyway, Kev will get all that, and then he'll get him moved to the field of wheat here. Just going nuts for that here. Kev will get him moved basically to the field of wheat. I'm going to take a load of dry from home malting barley to farm number 2. See the angle, sitting on the slope here, and that's flat. It's flat there. Doesn't look like too much, but it's quite steep when you're on it. That's my final load of barley. Now, well, wet barley. Dad's going to load me up with this, and I'll take it along the road to yard number 2. While Dad loads that up, I'm just going to run up, jump on the quad bike and head up to the sunflowers and just check how the girl's getting on up there. Get loads of these, all the leaves in the stalks from when people are picking. This is just from a couple of hours, so you can get Dad to put the old bucket out here, so we can just roll it out to here, or the girls up there in the sunflower bit can roll it down here and just empty it into the bucket, and I'll empty it at the end of the day. Been a good day today so far, I think. It's about 1:30 now, so there's still plenty of the day left. Quite a lot of people in there at the moment. I better get moving, get some barley shifted. Coming up now to yard number 2, so I'll dump this trailer load and then I'll head back over. You can see the field we're at actually, the hollow through it, behind that tree. Wait a second, with a hollow through it. So the one to the left of that is the wheat field we're going to. Just lacking a bit of sauce coming up this hill. Come on. It's quite a steep bit to be fair. Yard number 2 now getting this tipped. Getting there. There's probably still another 100-150 tonne to come. Mind the roof. People are always asking like farm tours and farm shop stuff, but I'll do all that in the winter when there's a bit more time. But from farm 2 here you can see farm 3, so I'll show you that. So right now farm 2. Farm 3 is this yard here, and there is another yard just not that yard but the one directly behind it, which is farm number 4. So the combine's right in that corner right now. This is a field of wheat, just about to cut this. Just cut that field of barley with a hollow through it. That was barley the day before or a few days before, and the one over the road there. And then over that wee green patch, that's newly sown oilseed rape, which is too thick. We need to sort that out. Basically there's patches in that rape that volunteer rapes come through in, and it's far too thick, so we're gonna have to do something with it, disturb some of it, I don't know, but that's something to do once we get some time to think about it. For rape we're looking for, we sow like 50 seeds per square metre, and all we need is 10 seeds per square metre to actually germinate, and you get a good crop from it. If you got too many, they grow straight up the way and they don't really spread out too much, and when they grow straight up the way they get too tall and they fall over. And that's the yard we just came from, up the top of the hill there that I pointed down from. And we're off. 2021 wheat is a go. Got a good bit to work out of the way, so the weather's looking good. We'll just plough on, combine on. You can hardly see the combine for the stour. There's a lot coming off of this. Not filmed anything because I made a meal of tipping some wheat into a pile of barley and I wasn't in the mood. Anyway, we're getting on. Making really good progress over the last few days. It's been just perfect weather. Getting a lot done. The weather's to be the same for 2 weeks as it's been the same for the last few days. It's not changing. This is turning out to be a really, really simple, don't want to speak too soon, harvest, but it's been good so far. I'll leave it at that. I'll assess it once it's all finished. The weather looks good. Good day today, got all the barley finished and we're just onto the wheat. We've got a good chunk done of the wheat at farm number 3, leaving the trailer sitting there and there, so in the morning when that pile's filled up again from the dryer, that'll get filled into those trailers and go along the road. Pile of barley is starting to disappear, quite a bit to dry, most of that'll be gone in the morning though. Well, 3 batches by the morning. Wheat starting to come in thick and fast, and that's to go next in the dryer after that barley, so it's a wet pile obviously. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's the pile of barley that I dumped some wheat into. Just had a shocker. Dumped a bit of barley, wheat into a pile of barley. Nice. That's everything for this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Cheers.